Hi, this is Ben Freer. I'm an immigration lawyer for entrepreneurs. And today I'm covering recent changes to the Foreign Affairs Manual that affect E-2 visa investors and their family members. So for those of you who may not be super familiar with the E-2 visa, it's a visa that allows some foreign national entrepreneurs to come to the US to manage and grow a US-based business. For people who reach out to my practice who are not yet super familiar with the requirements, I always encourage them to look at the Foreign Affairs Manual that's released by the US State Department. I tell them this because the Foreign Affairs Manual is a total gem. It's kind of like a guidebook for US State Department personnel. And since it tells us what adjudicators will be focused on, it is really helpful. Recently, in 2023, the US Department of State updated parts of this manual related to E-2 visa applicants and eligible family members who are applying alongside the primary investor. So let's jump in and talk about the two most significant changes that affect my E-2 visa clients and prospective clients. First up, we have update number 1. Now, in my opinion, this is a good change and it relates to the substantial investment determination. One of the key E-2 visa requirements is that the investor has to make a substantial at-risk investment in a US business. In the past, this requirement would induce a lot of anxiety, not only for first-time applicants, but also for people who are seeking a renewal of their E-2 visas. With this change to the Foreign Affairs Manual, those who are seeking renewal will be less anxious about the investment at the time of the renewal application. Under the guidance, if an officer has previously determined that the sum invested by an applicant was substantial, then they do not need to evaluate this again unless there's been a change in ownership. Now, there's certainly other things to worry about at the time of renewal, but at least most applicants can take some comfort in knowing that the investment will not be scrutinized each time they apply for a renewal. Now let's shift our focus to update number 2, and I'm less enthused about this one, which relates to changes in the treatment of family members from treaty and non-treaty countries. Previously, the validity period of the E-2 visas issued to the spouse and children would match the validity period of the visa that was given to the principal E-2 visa applicant. In my opinion, this worked pretty well, but unfortunately the State Department will now do things a little bit differently. Going forward, spouses and children will be subject to the visa reciprocity guidelines for their country of nationality or the duration of the principal applicant's visa or authorized period of stay, whichever is shorter. Now, this isn't a huge deal if everyone has the same nationality or if your spouse or children are nationals of a country that doesn't have an E-2 treaty. Under those circumstances, everyone will have the same validity period. But let me give you an example of how this may be a problem if your family members have a different nationality. Let's say you're from the UK and you're interested in starting a business in the United States. As someone with UK nationality, you'll be issued an E-2 visa that's valid for 5 years, assuming that your application is successful. However, your wife doesn't have UK citizenship. She's Egyptian. The validity period for nationals of Egypt is 3 months. That is a massive difference. So under this example, the investor's visa will be valid for 5 years and the spouse's visa will be valid for a measly 3 months. Now, it's important to understand that on each entry into the US on the E-2 visa, you'll receive 2 years of status, even if your visa is set to expire shortly. So 3 months may not be quite as bad as it sounds, but it's still not great, especially if you're someone who needs to travel in and out of the United States on a consistent basis. So there you have it. Those are the two biggest changes to the US Foreign Affairs Manual that affect my clients. If you want to learn more about these changes, I encourage you to check out the manual yourself or reach out to one of the many amazing US immigration lawyers that you can find across the globe. I hope this was helpful. If you did enjoy this video, please like it or pass it along to someone who may benefit from it. Thanks for your time.